graders, we're going to go through a lesson on problem solving. Solving problems, and specifically these problems are dealing with remainders. Alright? What type of problem or what type of operation do you think we're going to be doing if we have a remainder at the end? Jack? Division. Usually division. Sometimes you can use subtraction, but for most of these we're going to be doing division. Now, one of the best tools to help you to solve a problem is to be able to visualize it. Remember when we were talking about what math is all about? Math is not just calculations. What is math? What is math?
Numbers and evaluation.
Yeah, but it's more than that. It's visualization. It's making connections and seeing patterns. It is about creative ideas and things like that. And so one of the things that I want you to start working on is being able to diagram and to be able to draw models for problems. And this is a procedure that I want you to use. So when you are reading a problem, what I want you to start thinking about is an answer statement. Okay? Guys, focus on this now. Okay? An answer statement. So, meaning at the end of the problem, you will be able to fill in the blank with an answer that answers the question. Okay? Then, after you write an answer statement, so you have a clear understanding of what it is that you're trying to solve or what you're trying to find, then you're going to draw boxes. What I mean by boxes are just rectangles. Sketching the rectangle. And each box, or the group of boxes, will represent the numbers in the problem. Boxes will help you to visualize equal numbers, or numbers where one is bigger than the other, and so that you can compare these numbers. Or you can divide them, which is what we're going to be doing today. Dividing them up into groups. And so using those boxes to be able to visualize division. Then, after you draw the boxes, you'll need to label the boxes, what the numbers represent. Or what number the boxes represent. Then from there, you can decide what calculations to do. Are you going to do addition because you're adding these numbers together? Or is it subtraction, where you are comparing this number to this number and to find the difference? Whatever it is that you're going to be doing. Is it multiplication, where you have a bunch of boxes that are all the same and you need to find the total? Or is it division, where you're trying to find how many boxes will fit into a bigger box? And then after you do the calculations and do the math, then you should check your answer for reasonableness. And we talked about that earlier when we were doing problem solving. What does it mean to check your answer for reasonableness? Raise your hands. What is reasonableness? What does that mean? Checking your answer for reasonableness. Think about that. What does that mean? Raiden?
Don't know, but I have a question.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can get an answer to this first.
The box.
Johnny? To see if the answer makes sense. Right. You want to see if your answer makes sense. If they're asking for inches, and your answer has to do with animals, then your answer doesn't make much sense, right? So, you're checking your answer for reasonableness. Let's look at the first question. Number 1 on page 19. Who can read that for us? Someone read that. Megan?
The Parks Department has planned a lecture for 230 people to a baseball game. Each bus holds 40 students. How many think that's what
All right. So, we have to order the number of buses to take how many people? Bennett? 230 people have to get to a baseball game, and you have to order the right number of buses. Okay? So what would our answer statement, what would our answer statement read? I gave you an answer sheet today so that you could get the, start understanding the process. So, on the answer sheet, what does it say? What's our answer statement for this question, Tyler? It's right in front of you, buddy. We're on number 1.
What?
What's the answer statement for number 1?
Oh, they need 20 buses for 230 people.
Right. Because we're trying to figure out how many buses, right? We already know how many people are going. We need to order the right number of buses. We need blank buses for 230 people. How are we going to figure that out? What do we need to know to answer that question? Trevor?
How many people the bus holds?
Exactly. How many people the bus holds? Do they give us that information? How many?
47.
47. So, here's what I did. Because the next step is to draw boxes that represent the numbers. We know that we have to get this many people. How many is that?
230.
230 people to the baseball game. And some of them are going to fit on each bus. So we can represent that with one box, or dividing it up to one bus. And how many would fit on one bus? Johnny? 47. So label this box 47. On your model, label that box 47. And so what are we doing when we draw out these boxes? What are we doing with this big number? What operation is that? Multiplying? Are we multiplying 47 times 47 times 47? We're dividing. We're taking this group, all right, this group, and dividing it up into pieces, into chunks, into buses. So let's do the math. If we're dividing, then we're dividing 230 divided by 47. And use estimation here. Let's say, what if this was 50 into 200? How many times would 50 go into 200? 50, 100. Read it.
4 times.
4 times. Let's try 4. So we can divide this out. And now we have to multiply. 4 times 7 is what, class? 28. So we're at the 8 here. The 2 above the 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Plus 2 is 18. Subtract to find the remainder. So do this math on the side of your answer sheet.
I'm confused.
Raise your hand and wait for permission to speak, Raiden. You have a question? Tyler?
I got the answer.
Oh, good. Raiden?
I don't understand.
Okay, do you have a question? Try
I
to
don't,
formulate a question.
uh,
We're doing division, right? Right in? We're doing division, right?
yeah,
We're
but
dividing 230 people by 47.
how did you get 188?
All right, so 4 times 7 is 28,
Ah, that's how you do it.
okay?
Okay.
Good. Now subtract, what is the remainder, Tyler?
42.
42. What does that 42 mean? How would we label that number? 42 what?
People.
42 people. What is that? Now, what does that mean in our problem? So we have 4 buses, 47, 47, 47. So how many buses do you need?
4. 4? 42
Yeah, how many buses to get everybody there? Do these 42 people get to go to the game?
No.
Yeah, they bought a ticket, they get to go. So what are you gonna have to do? Matt?
5 buses.
Yeah, raise your hand next time, okay? Get another bus. So we divided, we got 4, but because we have a remainder, we have to order another bus. So the answer is in 4 buses, it's 5 buses. Check your answer for reasonableness.
I get it all.
Does that make sense? To order another bus for the remaining 42 people?
Yeah.
Yes. And that's what this lesson is about. When you get a remainder, what does the remainder mean for the problem? It might mean, well, you have to order another bus. Or there's one question about how much change will he have? All right. Number 2 is very similar. And so now in number 2, I want you to draw the same model, but change the numbers.
Wait, what?
And then number 3 is a different kind of problem, but you can use the same model for it. So label number 3 in the same way, starting with an amount, a large amount, $9. And that question is about buying baseball cards. And then number 4 is a little different. Number 4 is in using a chart. And the question is about a bunch of people that want to play tennis. And you have 12 courts to work with. So go down to number 4 real quick. On each court, 4 people can play at a time. So I created a chart that shows the 12 courts and then the times that the people will be playing. So how many people, if 4 people can play on each court for those 12 courts, uh-oh, I wrote 10. Can you add 2 more? There should be 12. I accidentally wrote 10 on your answer sheet. Can you add 11 and 12 on there?
Yeah.
And then figure out how many people can play at 9 o'clock. How many people can play at once?
4. 3. 4.
No. 4 per court.
Oh, then that's 4.
So then you have to count up how many.
Oh, I don't know. I have 33 in my locker.
Tyler?
48.
48. 4 times 12. 4 times 12, because there's 4 people on every court for those 12 courts. So you have to count 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Oh, that's 4 times 12. So 48 people can play at the first time at 9 o'clock. How many people would be able to play at 10:30?
I don't know.
48.
Another 48, correct? So, in the problem it says, if 136 people are there to play, then how many have to wait till noon to play their first game? And you have to figure that out and do the math,
It's 52.
okay? All right, this is due tomorrow.